Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Sean Ali. Here, Supreme Health and Fitness by Sean Ali. Thank you for tuning in. I'm ready to prepare the dinner for my children and mine for later on tonight once I break fast. And as I'm preparing this soup, I just wanted to come and show how I prepare it and give some tips on how you can keep your navy bean soup healthy, delicious, nutritional, at the highest nutritional value every time, right? And what we do is we have a pot of unseasoned cooked beans, and we don't season it. We cook them and we just have them sitting in the water. And we do that because the herbs and spices that we add, we want them to be fresh on a daily basis, right? So, and one of the things that I love is sauteed onions. I love sauteed onions. So by making the pot fresh, I get a chance to be creative, right? So with here, I have some red onions that are nice and diced up. So in the pot, it's simply some toasted sesame seed oil, a little bit of grapeseed oil, and a little bit of garlic oil, right? So I let my onions saute, and I also have some plantains. And I have a few strands of plantain and a few strands of dandelion greens, right? Because the high in great vitamin C, antioxidants, blood purifiers, things like that. So I always add some of that when I'm cooking, because it's a way to give that added nutrition and that added, like I said, the antioxidants, that vitamin C, that right there, the blood purification, man, beautiful. Add them. I dice them up like I do my onions, and I like to saute these while I'm sauteing my onions, right? So while my onions are sauteing, I will chop up my plantain, my dandelion, add that in. Man, and you can smell them. See, and that's one thing I love. Like I said about the soup, I love sauteed onions. I love sauteed vegetables. And they add a depth of flavor to your food. So when you can do that with your soup, and you can do that all the time, that just enhances the soup flavor. Now, for those Butterfingers, for those who don't know, How to Eat to Live is the guideline by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? And in here, this is book 1. He says, this is page 5. He says, no being did he advise except the small navy, the small size and not the larger size, the little brown pink ones and the white ones. This being he valued to be very high in protein, fats, and starches, and it is a safe food for prolonging life. He says, as you will find, most of the Muslims like their bean soup. Man, so that's the guideline right there, right? So as my onions are sauteing, I have some tomatoes. These are little yellow cherry tomatoes. And I like, instead of tomato paste, I like to add my tomatoes in the saute pan, and that heat will make them burst open. And when they burst open, it will create a sauce. Oh my goodness, man, look, it will create a sauce. At this time is when I like to add a little bit of butter, right? And as that is breaking down and sauteing, see those tomatoes are whole. And as they heat up on the inside and energize, they burst open, and that salt, and that it becomes that the fluid of the tomato when it comes out, it will mingle with that onions and that plantain and that dandelion. Oh, and it will create a sauce. Woo, man. But look, while that's going, I like to get my herbs. This is some of the herbs I got. Instead of fresh garlic, I got some dry garlic. So this is my grinder. This is my grinder. So I put a couple cloves of garlic in there. I even have some dry white onions, right? I love the flavor of dried, dehydrated herbs. It intensifies the flavor. This is green bell pepper. Woo, you can smell it. Look, this is a mixture of orange. This is a mixture of orange, red, and yellow bell peppers. Man, and you can smell. We grew these, we harvested them, we dehydrated them ourselves. This is some dehydrated lemon thyme. I love the fragrance of thyme. I love the aroma that it adds. And with the lemon thyme, you get subtle notes of that lemon citrus flavor. Man, this is some of our sage. Boom. And this is some of our oregano, right? All of this comes right out of our herb garden. Put the top on. Now, while that is doing this thing, see, those are sauteing. Oh, man. And you can smell it. Listen, family, by the time I'm going to show y'all this spice blend. Woo, look. By the time that gets to sauteing and marinating and reducing and creating that sauce, man, my beans are done, right? The family, this aromatherapy is already permeated through the house. So I know my daughter is smelling it. I know my son is smelling it. They are eating, right? So by doing my bean soup this way, like I said, I found that it just allows me to be more creative, right? The beans are already done. They are not seasoned. They're just in the water. And now every day that I create my soup, I got a chance to have it fresh, healthy, nutritional, all of that to the max, right? And woo, man, the tomatoes are starting to burst open. And as you can see, look, the tomatoes are starting to burst, and you can see it's getting more fluid in there. See, oh my goodness, man. Listen, it will intensify that flavor. I just want to give us one more jewel from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and How to Eat to Live, right? Because this is the foundation. And this is, it says the right food and the proper time to eat it is becoming a must. And it says, this is page 34 of How to Eat to Live, book 1. And it says, to live without sickness and without fear of a short span of life is now a must for the people who expect to see the hereafter. See, listen to what he's saying now. To live without sickness and without fear of a short span of life is now a must for those who expect to see the hereafter. And how is that? And why is that? Because our lifestyle determines how healthy we are. What you do, how you eat, when you eat. Do you exercise? How you breathe, your rest, whether you're getting sunlight. Those things determine whether or not you are healthy. All of those things about boosting your immune system and this and that, that's your lifestyle is your immune system. Your immune system can only be as healthy as our lifestyle. So it's incumbent upon us. Once you create that healthy lifestyle, you lose the worry of I'm going to be sick. When you hear about pandemics and endemics and you know that I'm eating to live, because in these books, we are given the formula to not be sick, and we are given the formula to eat and to live for as long as we want. In here, he has 2 chapters. He has a chapter 19, how to live more than 1,000 years. And then he also have a how to live more than 100 years. And he also has a chapter to live 1,000 years, page 76. See, to live 1,000 years. In here, he teaches us that, hey, he's just trying to present us with this knowledge. It's up to us to accept it or let it alone. As one who's accepted it, I just want to come and bear witness, man. Listen, he says the Muslims are found to like the navy bean. Look, the navy bean is almost a complete food. We are 98.6 degrees. 98.6 degrees sounds like a soup to me. So one of the best forms for us to ingest the navy bean soup the navy bean is in liquid form. Man, right? So look, what I do now is I go ahead and, because these tomatoes have broken down really nice, right? So for those that have tuned in the whole time, you can see they've broken down really nice. So now I'm ready to add my beans. So and these are freshly done. So and these will marinate. They will marinate in the sauce. They will marinate in the onions and in the tomatoes and in the spice that I'm ready to add. See, now I can also see this eliminates waste. I don't have to throw anything away because I will only prepare exactly what my family and I would need, right? I know how much my children eat. I know how much I'm going to eat. So now this will last us. This is 2 to 3 pounds. This is about 2.5 pounds of beans, right? That made this pot. So this will definitely last us a week, 7 days, because when we eat, we will just draw exactly what we need. We probably end up throwing some away because we won't use it all. I won't go past a week, right? Because usually within that week, this will taste banging. So we won't have a problem eating it. I wish you guys could smell what's going on right now, because man, look, I'm going to add some of this dry. I don't even want to bring this up to a boil because the beans were still warm. So I just want to leave it on a simmer. And man, I wish you guys could smell. See, and this is when eating to live is about, one of the key components is about eating the right foods at the right time, right? And if we don't grow some of these foods, how much of your food comes from somebody else, right? So if we don't control the growing of the food, that's where it starts at, how that food is produced. If we are not growing none of it, then we can't we don't know how it's produced. When we go to eat it, it's supposed to be our building blocks and our medicine. So when we go to eat these foods and we don't become better, then that's indicative that that food that we are eating isn't the best. It isn't grown properly. Or it's just grown as a product and not for nutritional value. That's what the big farms lack. I have nothing against big farms and however you get your food. But when you have a garden, you're growing that for you to eat. You're growing that with the highest nutritional, for the highest nutritional value. So you're going to attend to the soil. You're attending to it daily. The bigger the farm, you are growing this for a product, right? This is now a product. It's merchandise that I'm going to exchange for money. And what's in that product is, man, it's always different. What I grow, these herbs, everything except the navy bean comes from my yard. Everything except the navy bean comes from my yard. The only reason we don't have fresh garlic is because our garlic isn't ready. But this is our garlic that we've harvested. So we grow our turmeric. So when we hear these things, and I'm sharing it because, like I said, it's up to us to take control of our life, our health, our wellness. And as soon as we do it, we immediately become healthy. We immediately start to add life unto our life. This is abundant life. This is what God in the Bible. We know that God has come because one of the things that he come to do is to give life abundantly. Nobody offers that. Nobody has information. Whatever religion they can claim, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, other versions of Islam, Christianity, none of them have information where it says to live 1,000 years. See, none of them have information where it teaches you how to live more than 100 years. See, so they're missing the component of abundant life. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad not only tells us we can live as long as we want, but if we eat like according to this, then we will look like we're 16 again. We will have that regeneration process that's natural. Man, and as one who is a witness bearer, not just in word, but as in deed, I wanted to come and say, hey, man, I'm regenerating, not because of anything else but this. I'm growing young, not because of anything else but this. So in the Nation of Islam, we learned that if I have a bowl of bean soup, my brother is entitled to half of it. So as I'm making my bean soup, I'm offering half to my brothers and sisters. I don't want to be over here with these life-giving teachings, getting life, right? And being stingy and not saying, hey, this works. Man, this works. This works. Man. So family, listen, thank you. Also got, this is some of our fresh sage. At the end, this is some of our fresh oregano and our fresh sage, right? At the end, that's when I like to, I just rough chop it and let it just marinate in there, because now this is how it looks. Woo, man. Woo. Man. Hold up. Don't forget your elderberries. Don't forget your elderberries, just so you know, the antioxidant and the other properties that it go. And we gotta have cloves. I love clove pain killing properties. I like it because I like the flavor of clove over turmeric, but they both equally have pain killing properties. Clove one or two, boom, right? Now I let this marinate for a few. It's ready for my children, but I'm not eating until I break fast later. Family break. Thank you all for tuning in. I just wanted to come and share. Remember, we cooked the big pot. It was about 2 to 3 pounds of just unseasoned, just plain navy beans. And what we do is we make a smaller pot so that every day when we go to eat, whatever day when you do eat, you can be creative, right? You won't be stuck with seasonings or veggies that are now starting to ferment and rot. So you really can't preserve your soup that long. Unseasoned or the soup without the veggies in it, the veggies will go bad before the soup will. So that's one of the main components. But we also want to have fresh food every day, right? We want to strive to have fresh food every day. So, family, thank you for tuning in. I'm your brother Sean Ali here, Supreme Health and Fitness. I pray that something I shared could help you, right? And I just wanted to come with the good news from God in person, a Master Farad Muhammad. How to Eat to Live by his last messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And to be a witness bearer to say, hey, if we apply these principles, man, August 3rd, I will be 48. And it's not that I just feel young. By applying the principles genetically, I'm regenerating, renewing, and I'm growing young. All praises due to Allah. Thank you for tuning in. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.